Smith. Without Sean Smith, but he's on vacation again in Jamaica. So you guys remember that when he comes back. But anyway, we're going to hold it down. Anyway, hope everybody's fine. You know, I have a special guest in the audience. I think this is the first day for the teachers to return in Orange County. And I have a beautiful teacher sitting right across from me who's going to give us some lessons in music and inspiration. And hey, you guys know who she is, Naomi Joy. What up, Naomi? What's up? Welcome to the studio.
I'm happy to be here. Thanks so much for having me.
Oh, yes. We are glad that you're a guest here on Community Matters. Yes, Glenn. That clap is resounding. The audience is full. We got a full house.
Yes.
Yes, this is a joy, Naomi Joy. I haven't seen you in a while, but I've been following you on Facebook, Instagram, and you just blowing up all over the place in Central Florida. I mean, it seems like every event they gotta have you. It's like if the event isn't big, then it's because they don't have Naomi Joy on the program. It's like the mayor's this, the mayor's that. The AKAs, they recently been here. They just laid it down. They took over the city of Orlando, and you were right there in the midst. And we are blessed because you took a little time out from your teaching schedule because you are a teacher.
Yes. I've been teaching here in Orange County Public Schools for 13 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
13
so I started
years.
teaching band, middle school band, and I taught at one school for about 10 years, transitioned to my alma mater, Jones High School, for 1 year.
Jones. All right.
Moved closer back home, make sure I could balance work life and family a little bit better, and started teaching here in Apopka, which is where I currently teach now. Wow.
So how do you? What's been keeping you? There's been so many crazy things happening in the teaching world, but it's a true calling.
It is
a spiritual calling. For teachers.
Right.
There's dedication. I got to give a shout out to my wife, Rebecca, who's a teacher. And she, it's like, I don't, that you guys stay up late, get to do these lesson plans, get it in. You guys are pretty much the first line of defense on a lot of things, even with what's been happening. Exactly. You guys are the protectors, the mothers, the cultivators of our society and future leaders. So we just got to give a shout out, Glenn, to the teachers. Give them a big applause. Yes.
They deserve it. They're certainly some of the most selfless giving people.
You're talking about yourself.
They pour their hearts into everything they do. Yeah, I'm speaking of myself. I'm speaking of my colleagues, people across the nation who've entered into the world of education, whether they've retired from it, they're still teaching, or they taught for a portion of their lives. It's a huge commitment, but it makes a difference. And a child doesn't forget their teacher.
That's true.
A child never forgets their teacher, and they come back.
I remember my kindergarten teacher, my first grade. I remember my teachers. Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they make an imprint on your life,
wow.
and it matters, And so I'm currently at a school. It's Wolf Lake Elementary. I want to give a shout out to my principal.
All right now.
Principal Bugs and Assistant Principal Wolf and my good
Bugs.
colleague. Yeah.
That sounds like a fun principal's name.
She
Bugs.
is fun, yeah. And my favorite colleague, Mr. Yermiah, who I get to work with again from a previous school. And, it's just a really good time just to have a fresh new season.
Wow.
And, we've been through a lot in education with COVID, and most service professions can attest to that. We've just put a hug around the whole community. We've fed them. We've clothed them. We've provided resources. We've tried to incorporate COVID safety procedures to keep the numbers down. So, indeed, we've been the first line of defense with so many things, including healthcare management and a lot of these leadership
That's something
roles.
new too.
Yeah, it is new. It's like
healthcare management for the teachers.
Yeah, watching principals come in and measure the distance between students when there was a COVID outbreak. Watching them handle roles that were never assigned to them previously. It's like this has brought all of us in community in more unity
Wow.
together.
But God has had a special anointing on you through all this. You still been ministering.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying just performing, but you've been ministering, because when you perform, you minister on, no matter where it is, you're ministering. So it's like God bless you. You got a book out. I remember, we interviewed you when the book was debuted, and it's just a pleasure. That's why I said I have to get you on Community Manners at WOKB 1680 and 100.7 FM, because you have a new album.
Yes.
A new album. I mean, it's been in the works for a long time.
Has. Yes, it has.
Well, I remember talking about it with other artists that we know, and they,
Right.
everybody encouraging you. Was like, well, I don't know. Well, I should. Then, you had a release here, then you had a release there, a small release here and there, singles, but you just brought it together.
I'm so thankful. Thankful. It's a dream come true, and I've been working with Jarvis Brown, my producer, piano player, brilliant jazz musician. And he's worked with me for the past 2+ years. I've worked with Ron Jenkins. He's an international bassist with
I've heard
Anita
of Ron.
Baker.
Yeah.
So I've worked with these two gentlemen primarily, and they have been encouraging. They've been supportive. They believed in me, and they just embraced me, and it's been a really, really fruitful experience. And to just be at this finish point, I was visiting my father. My father's been ill lately, and
we're gonna have to pray for him.
I appreciate prayers for him. He's been my inspiration and supported me throughout my journey. My dad was an evangelist. He played the piano. He sang. He led tent revivals, got people saved and healed, and all of that. And I grew up watching him, and he would call me and my siblings up on the stage. We'd sing with him, and so to just let him hear this music yesterday, and I sat with him at his bedside and just let him listen to the music, and he just was so blessed by it. And I just started to cry. I started to weep, because I might even cry now.
Hey, it's
But,
okay. It's all good.
I really just, it was just such a full circle moment, because I told him thank you, and he said thank you to me. What did I do? I was like, just being you.
I met your dad at a jazz function at the Hope Church, and he was a sharp guy. He knew his music, and he always been there for you, supporting you at a lot of the functions. He would be lugging all your stuff around, the instruments and the sound equipment. He just always been there. So we gonna pray for him. We gonna pray for him, and I know he's proud of you. He's proud of you.
Yeah.
But we got this proud occasion here, that brought us here, and there's some serious songs on here, and I like, we're gonna showcase.
Yeah.
We're gonna showcase some of this now. It's called "This Is Love." Since we were talking about your father, and the love you feel for him, support, I think you probably meant this. Kind of went out to him, huh? Was that kind of an inspiration?
Well, Love and Light is the first opening track, and it's kind of like a poem proceeding into everything. So that one kind of tributes to just the whole journey. So that's my father, my family, my life, my understanding of what being buried in a season is like, and then when the seed comes forth. And so I talk about that in the opening poem. And then the second track that you're referring to is This Love. That's really just approaching this concept of what love really is from a lot of different perspectives. And I wanted to have a real fun, unexpected, animated, incorporating, rock punk feel, with a little bit of smooth jazz, and just make it very colorful. So this one is definitely one of my favorites on the album. My producer says all of them are fire, according to him. So, and we all will have our favorites, and this one's certainly one of them.
Okay, well we gonna listen to this right now. Number 2 is "This Love" by Naomi Joy.
Yeah.
All right now. All right now. Is this love? All right. That's pretty hot. That sounds like some jazz fusion.
Yeah.
With a little bit of this and that.
Right.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
one to wake up, get in your car, ride music.
Yeah, just a whole fun, colorful, just combination of a lot of different sounds.
Yeah.
I'm a colorful person, and I love, just a lot of ornamentation. I love the work of Daniel Kelly on guitar.
Oh, okay.
that
Yeah, I
he
was just
did.
going to ask who was playing that guitar like that.
That's
His name
Daniel,
is
Daniel Kelly
All right,
Howard. I'm going to
okay.
tag him to this stream. Yeah, he's a brilliant guitarist, and I specifically wanted him to play that tune because I'm like, I want this Michael Jackson fun vibe,
Oh, okay.
just this rock feel,
Yeah.
and he captured it. Yeah,
Yeah, he
so-
rocked it out.
And I just
Look at that Glenn on WOKB.
If
Rocked
Glenn is
it out.
smiling, Glenn is giving a thumbs up. It met his approval.
Oh yes. Oh
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, he did a great job, and I wanted to bring in all the saxes and just create my own harmonies with the tenor, the alto.
Oh, so you were
create
playing
that.
different instruments.
the background chorus. Yeah, Glenn heard it. The background chorus behind the lead soprano sax lines was me on the tenor and the alto, just harmonizing.
Oh,
those.
so you were just like switching out.
Yeah, it's just so much fun. This creative process, it's so much fun. It's like, I think what took me long is that I overthink.
Oh, okay.
And, if creatives live in their head too much and they don't create, they're going to delay the time, and
Wow, that's some serious word right there.
know?
All you creative people, you got to get it out. It's one thing to think about it, but you have to put it on paper, do it. Live that dream that you have in your head.
Yeah, because it's so scary. It's like, is this the right genre, or am I playing within the lines and the rules of this? And I think once I just started to let myself become more free and just embrace music is music. Don't worry about whether it's approved in this genre, whether it's this, whether it'll be appealing to these audiences or these. Just create.
Yes.
And make sounds, make music, and make it beautiful, and make it have a story, and try to reach the world.
That's right. So the next song that you would like for us to showcase and feature is keeping on with a theme. It says spread the joy.
Yeah.
You got your name, Naomi Joy.
Yeah.
Spreading the joy. It means you're going to be playing the music everywhere.
That's the point. That's the dream.
So what's the inspiration behind that one?
Well, this one I kind of just wanted to make a melody that will just kind of resonate. I think sometimes when we have certain melodies, certain songs that stick to us, it kind of becomes like something that's like therapeutic, encouraging. So this one is just positive. It's feel good.
Nice.
It's got a great instrumentation. It features a jazz bass solo by, as I mentioned to you, Ron Jenkins. And we have some fun on this one.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Well, let's hear this fun. goodness, this one. Oh, this is what I'm talking about. Woo! Yeah. Oh my goodness, Glenn. I could tell she had to have her sunglasses on when she was playing this.
That was that ride. That was that ride out right there.
That
was ride music.
It's just one of them sunglasses songs. You gotta put on your sunglasses for this one. That's what I'm talking about. I could just see you. Yeah, I put that in. Put that in the car and just keep riding. And I might just forget about the red lights. No. I won't forget about. This is the one you cool on. This is the one you cool on.
Yeah.
Woo! You were inspired. Yes, you were inspired by this. Inspired. Wow. So yes, we were caught up. I'm still caught up. So what was the inspiration behind that one? We had a sunglasses moment in the studios. That's how that was.
It was cooling on that one.
Yeah, we was cooling on that one. Yes.
Yeah, that one was fun. Yeah, I mean, honestly, Daniel, I grew up playing by ear.
Really?
And I started playing with my dad. He would play piano, different worship, praise, songs that he played. And I was kind of playing by ear. He gave me a Kenny G album.
All right.
He said, you can play this kind of music because it might cross over in church.
Nothing wrong with crossing over in church.
He said, it sounds a little bit like worship, so you can play a little bit of this. So I was doing a lot of things by ear. So, once the background music is established, like the direction you want to go in, I just want to put melodies on top of it.
Wow.
And whatever comes to me, at the time. And so I just feel like it just comes to me like certain melodies and it just sticks. And that's how my first single, Feeling Good, came. I was just home, practicing, going through some just different patterns and such. And, I just kind of started recording myself playing this little tune that came to me. And I sent it to my producer just as like a sketch. And he was like, that's a song, Naomi. And I was like, really? I was just having fun. And he's encouraged me to continue to write because a lot of times, again, the creatives, the artistic people, we have so much that's been downloaded to us, but we analyze it so much and we say it's not good enough, but it is. You got to let people hear it.
It's interesting that you're saying this as a teacher
Yeah.
who motivates the students to get all this download creativity out their head on paper, and and you're a music teacher, and you're going to be doing that this year,
right?
So you're going to live the advice that you're taking.
Yeah, and I mean, I think when it comes to children, especially, they blossom when they feel loved. They blossom when they're encouraged.
You need to write that down. That's a T-shirt.
Yeah.
That's a T-shirt there.
They do.
Blossom when you feel love.
They do, and the best comes out of them. Children, especially the youngest generation, they will work hard for a sticker. They'll work hard just to get the teacher to call their name and acknowledge that they stood in the line quietly. They work hard for approval. So the more you feed them and you water them with love and support and encouragement, you pull out the songs and all of the gifts that are in them, because it's our responsibility to do that.
Mercy, blessing. That's a blessing. Ooh, wow, there's so much. You're a minister too, right?
Well, I don't have an official title as a minister, but the Lord has been very generous in the means in which He's used me.
You have the anointing.
He has anointed me, and I know that. And I'm just thankful to be able to have the freedom to do a jazz project, and my following project is going to be a worship album. And
you can't say, wait. This is worship right here. You can't tell me this ain't no worship.
Yeah.
This is worship. I'm worshiping over here.
Listen, I believe you're going to hear music like this in heaven. You're going to hear all genres of music. You're going to hear forms of music we haven't even heard on earth yet.
Yeah, I mean, this says number 5 is, what is it,
pentatonic praise.
Yeah, pentatonic praise.
Yeah.
What can you say? That's praise, worship. Yeah. Worship, praise, worship.
Yeah, in my heart, it's all of those things. So
that's right.
Yeah.
And that's why, you have such a demand, because you're authentic in your music, in your ministry. And sometimes people like to do one thing one way, or, they don't understand that when they minister, it's, you can take your ministry into the secular world if you're true and authentic about what you're doing, and you have a message in your music. And, it's the handprint is all over here, fingerprints all on this,
wow.
all over here. So, what's the next song that you would like to highlight?
Well, either I'm going to play something live for everybody here in studio, or we're going to play another selection. What do you think is best?
Oh my goodness, we got to have something live. I
Okay.
think that's going to be some history up in here.
So
A live selection by
Yeah.
Naomi Joy. Come on,
Yeah,
treat
so-
us.
So I'm not going to play any of my selections from the album, but
Oh yeah. We gonna tell our listeners how they can get
yeah.
the selection, the album, the CD. Is there a giveaway or something like that? Or?
Sure. If anyone wants to do a call in,
Yes,
we can do
call
a giveaway,
in.
and I could certainly leave
Okay.
copies to
All right.
with Glenn to
Yes.
send out, and I can take care
Call
of that.
caller number
shipping.
9. Why did I say caller number 9? I don't know
Yeah,
why
I
said
like that.
Caller number 9.
Caller
yeah.
number 9. Yep.
Why not caller number 1? I don't know. Well, anyway. Yeah, caller number 9. Come on, get a call in. Get your free Praise CD by Naomi Joy. So come on, Naomi. You looking good with that sax. What type of sax is that?
Well, this is a soprano sax. This one's a cannonball. I've been using their horns for quite a few years.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you're also endorsed by the Reeds. What is it? I play a musician on TV, but I don't know all the
Oh, it's
lingo.
okay.
So what is that? What has endorsed you on
Well, I have
that
mouthpiece.
instrument?
Yeah, I have mouthpiece companies that have endorsed me, and yeah,
wow.
it's for me, it's a great relationship.
What a blessing.
It's people investing in your craft, and making sure that you have what you need to continue doing what you're doing, and that's Dukoff Mouthpieces. Nicholas Hernandez is the president of that company, and Barry Mouthpieces.
All right.
So yeah, it's with Ron and Gary. So they're
Make sure you tell him, you
Yeah.
give the shout out here so he can,
Yeah. Yeah, they're definitely, they're definitely great businessmen, and they make great products for use as well.
Awesome.
They
Well,
probably wouldn't be happy to see me using lipstick on.
hey, it's all good. It's yours. So,
But yeah, exactly.
so go ahead and.
So I just want to play a worship ballad that I love because I think it just kind of reminds me of why I'm making music in the first place. And so this song is called
wow.
As the Deer. So the lyrics are, as the deer panteth for the water. It's based on the psalm. So my
Yes.
soul longs after thee. You alone are my heart's desire.
All right.
And I long to worship thee.
Amen.
So, everything that I have, everything I've ever done, whether I've written a poem, I've written a book, I've written songs, I've published CDs and music, it's all birthed out of a worship that God put in my heart. So
Amen.
I just want to share that with everybody.
Come on, share it. Come on, share with us, Joy.
All right.
Wow. Amen. How? Oh, look at that. You played. Here we go. We got caller number 9.
Awesome.
Oh,
Glory. Yes.
oh my goodness. You are a winner. We are so blessed for your call, and we want you to enjoy your gift.
Certainly.
And I will. I know I will. I think I've seen her play live before. I want to say she came to New Destiny years ago.
She
anyway.
probably did. She's all over the place. And you know,
Yes, I love her music.
Oh, wow.
yes, and and we want to give a shout out to the Orlando community, Central Florida, because they've embraced Naomi
They have.
like family. I mean, they just love her music, her presentation, and we just want to thank all the churches and
Yes.
the ministries that has embraced her music, and
And Mayor Jerry Demings and Commissioner Bakari Burns, and it's just so many people have just embraced me, and I'm just so thankful, because at the core, I just want to share the love of God with people through music, and everyone wants that, everyone needs that, and
beautiful music.
Yeah, I'm honored. So thank you so much, ma'am. I definitely want to sign a CD and have it sent to you. And give you
I will leave my name
copy.
with Glenn.
Please do.
Blessings to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Blessings to you too.
Blessings.
Wow, Naomi, you brought joy to the station.
Oh, wow.
The Urban Empowerment and Inspiration Station.
Yes.
Has always now been blessed with joy.
Wow.
Live. First time.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So are there any other thoughts? I know. How can someone get in contact with you and get your music and all that good stuff?
Well, my website is naomijoy.co. So it's naomijoy.co. That's where you can see the majority of all of my products. And you can message me on social media. I have social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. It's Naomi Joy Music. And I'll respond to any inquiries, any messages. My music will be going live this Friday.
All right.
So it'll be on all the platforms available for download and streaming. And if someone's looking for my music and they can't find it, just message me on any of those platforms, and I will certainly send a message to them so that I'm able to get the music to them, because it's a ministry,
It is
and coming
a
out of
ministry.
COVID, coming out of a dark season where a lot of people were impacted. Almost every person lost someone through COVID. If not,
so true.
they
Know
either
of
had
someone.
COVID or they know of someone, or they've just had their whole family infected by it. So or they may have lost jobs, lost income. We've just been through some rough patches.
Yes.
And I just want to continue to minister hope and joy to people that it's a new day, it's a new season, and it's not just a new month, it's a new time. And every
Come on now,
time,
preach now. Come on now. I'm about to stand up. Come on now.
There's beauty in the promise of God, and a rainbow after every storm, and just hope. And where would we be without hope? Where would we be without joy for living? And we have to spur that on within each other. We have to encourage it in each other, whether it's through sharing our gifts, our music, or whatever we've been given, whether it's an encouragement, hug somebody, love somebody, because we're keeping each other alive.
That's true.
By just embracing each other.
We have a caller that has a question for you.
Sure. Okay.
Okay, caller.
Yes, how you doing, Naomi Joy?
Oh,
it's
wonderful.
Been a pleasure listening to you for years. As a non-musician, I see you use various different horns. How do you decide which instrument that you're using to minister and play for different projects and things of that nature?
That's a really good question. Yeah. Well, I'm a music teacher, so I had to pretty much learn to play a lot of instruments to teach them well. So I just really love playing a variety of things, and I want to incorporate flute more in my set as well. I sing too,
I was just about to say that. Everybody probably don't know that you sing, and an excellent singer too. You don't just you can sing.
Oh wow, yeah. I mean, I just I just want to share so much. I want to give so much. So that's why I'll do something on this instrument, then do something on this instrument. I mean, but primarily the main instruments that I play are the soprano sax and the tenor sax. And I sing and compose worship ballads, and quite a few of these songs, just kind of fingered through some melodies on piano, just to kind of lay the foundation of what it should sound like. So I kind of consider myself a multi-instrumentalist, but I always say I'm a saxophonist because that's what people are really generally, are looking for. They're looking for a saxophonist, a wind player, a special, like a violinist, like a special feature musician, and that's primarily what I do the most. And I'll just incorporate those other things into the set and, just give people a variety. But in terms of how do you select the instrument, it depends on the song, because each instrument has a different range and it's a different tonal color. So certain songs that I want to have a really bright appeal, I'm going to play the soprano sax. The alto sax and the tenor sax are closer to the human voice. So when you play those instruments, I read the audience like a comedian will read his audience. And when I play those instruments, it makes sense to them. But when I pull out the soprano sax, it's bright. It kind of makes people perk up, and it gets their attention more. And I literally just had a social experience with this at CB Bistro. I played for a private party for a comedian type Mike of Afro TV, and I started on my set on tenor sax. And then when I switched to soprano on some upbeat Michael Jackson tunes and fun stuff, the tip jar just started getting loaded, you know, so it tells you right there, you know.
Based on that tip jar.
Exactly, you know, so it's like learning how to, you know, convey certain things through different instruments, you know, just for the different color and just the different presentation.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so you just have fun with it. And if you're, you know, if you're playing a cover of a vocalist, you'll want to try to, you could play any instrument within their range, but, you know, you can try to find whichever instrument color matches that closest to you.
That's an excellent question.
Yeah, it's really creative.
Thank you very much.
Wow. Don't forget to get your CD.
Yeah.
Your project. Your download.
Yes, sir.
Wow, Naomi. This has been a joy and a privilege to have you debuting your music
Yes.
on Community Matters, which is brought to you by the law offices of Sean R.H. Smith. Well, a will is not a way to avoid probate, but we educate to avoid probate. Got to put that in.
Yes.
But, you know, just everything you said, and this is great because you're an educator. We're going into the school year. We're thinking about, you know, all the parents are starting to go out. I'm sure they've been going out. You've been seeing all the back to school commercials and
Right.
the penny tax, you know, savings and all that. But this is great. This is a great inspiration for the teachers to have someone like you to represent the teachers, you know, the motivating factor that's helping our young people, our youth, you know, preparing them for the next generation, because we need more people like you on the front line inspiring our youth, because they're the leaders of tomorrow.
They are.
So, you know, whatever we can do, keep letting us know and keep playing that music.
Yes, I'm definitely having a great time. Yes.
Awesome. So is there anything you would like to say, or, you know, any part and inspiration? You've been laying it down, you know?
Wow. Well, I mean, I guess what I would say is, you know, everyone has a gift. Teachers are gifted too, you know, they have many gifts, many talents. And, you know, so many people have something that they're supposed to bring forward. And they may, like me, have been just overly analytical, maybe self-critical, and just hesitant to just go ahead and, you know, start that business, go ahead and write that book, go ahead and start composing a song, you know, whatever that ambition is, it's inside of you and it's got to come out, because it's not just for you, other people need it. And I think that when you realize that it's bigger than you, what you're doing, it's to impact others, then you realize that you have a responsibility to do what you're called to do.
That's right.
Yeah. So I would just encourage people to just make the step, make one step, just make one step toward whatever it is that you have a dream to do. And when you make that one step, you're going to see things start to happen just because you took a step of faith. And that's really what I had to do. And God is patient. I'm so glad, because this should have been done a little while ago. But
hey,
you know,
His time is not our time.
Yeah, we grow into these callings and these roles too. So, you know, this has been a growth process, and I hope that, you know, my future projects, you know, I look back on this and say, man, I used to think I knew how to play. You know, I want to look back and just, you know, and listen to it and say, oh, I was cute back then. Now I'm a monster. You know, you want to grow, but it's okay to start and be where you are.
That's right.
Because, you know, it's still going to be a blessing. And I think I had to overcome that fear, you know, that good enough, there's no such thing. Who holds the standard to that but God?
That's right.
So do it, you know. So that's my encouragement.
I love it. I love it. We are going to listen to number 6, another joyfully free.
Yeah.
Joyfully free. All right.
Lots of fun on this one.
Okay. right, all right, all right. Joyfully free.
Yeah.
Joyfully free. All right, all right. Wow, we've been having some fun up in here.
Yes, sir.
First day of school for the teachers.
Yes, sir.
This is how you kick it off. This is how you kick it off. Wow, wow. This is so you need to make sure you play this at you guys' team meetings.
Hey, it'll be fun.
Yeah, so they can be
Yeah.
inspired. Do some fun activities.
Certainly.
You guys get a lot done. Wow, wow. So, so how long have you been playing?
Well, in elementary school, there was a band, and I guess the teacher started a band. Maybe she got a grant for a few instruments, and they brought them on stage, and they played a selection, and I was in the back of the cafeteria watching, and I watched a student walk across the stage with a saxophone, and when I saw it, it was love at first sight for me.
Wow.
And I knew what the saxophone was, and I don't recall anyone ever teaching me. Now, I know my father played instruments, he had bands, and I don't remember saxophone players, but I knew what the saxophone was when I saw it. And I don't know how, but I knew I wanted to play it, and I joined that band immediately.
Now you know, there's this, I don't know if it's a stigma or just, you know, or I guess a mindset that a lot of ladies don't play the sax, you know. Why is that? Have you ever had any resistance like, nah, maybe you shouldn't be playing that instrument? Or
Well, when I first joined that elementary band, they said to me, well, you got to play the trumpet because we have enough people on sax. And it was like, this is the whole reason I'm joining. I'm not joining for the love of music. I'm joining to play the sax. So, you know, but I was willing. I was like, I'll still play the trumpet. So I started on trumpet.
Oh, okay.
But in terms of, you know, as a female on the saxophone, you know, I was a really short kid. I'm a lot taller now, but I was a
You were
really
really?
short. Yes, I was
That's hard to
very short.
believe.
But I was very short, and the alto saxophone was like a tenor saxophone against my body.
Oh,
and,
wow.
And I would walk to and fro to school with a heavy, heavy wooden case, and it was like, you know, really a lot of work. And I mean, I just grew up a little girl playing the sax, and I'd play in the backyard, play on top of my roof praying, and playing with my dad at churches, and then eventually throughout the concert and marching bands. And I had a lot of fun. It wasn't until I became an adult woman that I realized, like, oh, so this is like appealing for a woman to play the sax versus something that's not encouraged. I feel like it's embraced a lot.
Okay.
And to be frank, you know, most of my bookings come from women. You know, women
Wow.
are event planners. Women are on the committees, on the boards. They're the chair people, and they want to see women
So it's been an asset
shine.
for you.
It's actually benefited me.
Benefit.
Like, I would
Excellent.
say 98% of the calls that I get, it's a
Wow.
woman. It's a woman.
Shout out to the women.
Yeah, and it could be, and they could be calling on behalf of their bishop or on behalf of, you know, some specific event that, you know, they're just, you know, the assistant or someone, you know, but they'll pitch that to whomever, you know, to say like, oh, we have a woman playing the sax, you know, and I think it's beneficial. It's beneficial, and the musicians that I've worked with in recording and performing, people that I've booked to play with me, they've never treated me like I was inferior. They've just always embraced me, and it's created a universal. Now, if we were talking about me playing, you know, the trombone growing up as a little girl, or the tuba, you know, it's getting more and more acceptable to see children play a variety of instruments. But you know, those would have been those ones, you know, that people would kind of been like, really, wow, a girl, you know. But it's been embraced, and there's some trailblazers in this.
Yes.
In this field with music, you know, Candy Dolfer. There's many women who've kind of like paved through this industry, and they've marketed themselves well, and they've used their beauty as an asset, you know, for them, and their femininity, and they haven't hid it. And I think that's important too. You know, if you do something in a male-dominated field, don't lose your beauty, don't lose your femininity, don't, you know, just try to be one of the guys, so to speak, or you know, level yourself down. Shine.
That is,
you know.
I don't know why I'm saying I'm so glad you said it, but I'm so glad you said it, because it's very important to be yourself,
Yes.
to be authentic. And women are beautiful. God made them beautiful. They can embrace their femininity and still compete and be better and best or better than a man. They don't have to, you know, like you say, play down to themselves,
Right.
or try to, you know, be one of the guys. You know, Be yourself.
Yeah.
Come to the game with your own game.
That's good. Yeah. Just be confident in your beauty. And
Yes.
everyone has beauty, men and women. Everyone has beauty. Everyone has a gift to bring forth. And there's a place for you. And if you haven't found that place yet, many times the place is people, and so you're going to find the right people that are going to embrace your gift. And you're just going to be able to flourish because you're in a fruitful environment where there's encouragement. And that's important. And I'm grateful that the majority of the musicians I've worked with are men, and that's been my experience, where it could be a totally different story. They've embraced me. And I think one of the things that I really want to stress to people is that music and a gift and an anointing transcends race,
Yes.
culture, and gender.
All right
And
now.
when you deliver what God gave you to do, we want it.
Yes.
We don't care if it's coming from an Asian. We don't care if it's coming from a European, an African, an American. We don't care. We need your gift. And so it won't matter if it's coming from a man or a woman, because your gift was needed. When Esther went forth and she advocated for the Jewish people, I mean, one, she's a woman approaching the king, and she had already been warned of what that consequence would be. And that's a very vulnerable position to be in. But because she came forth with what she was supposed to carry, and she delivered her word, and she, had the people's backing behind her, which with fasting and prayer, she was able to move the heart of a king.
Wow.
And that's how ironic and unusual is that for a woman in the Old Testament.
That's true.
So it's about knowing who gave you what you carry and walking in that confidence. If God told you to do something, doesn't matter what anybody else thinks.
So do not hide your gift,
Don't.
your talent, just
Yeah.
because of your gender, identity, whatever. Get it out there.
Get it out. Yep.
Live in your full purpose
Yes.
that God has blessed you with.
Certainly.
Wow. We've seen you. You've been on TV, on different things.
Yeah.
Where do you think the ministry is taking you?
Well, I mean, it's funny. As a teenager, I would sit in the backyard and pray, and I talk to God, and I would journal every single day. And I literally am living what I journaled.
Wow.
About 16, 17 years old. Everything that's happening now, I journaled and prayed over those prayers years back. And it's funny because I wanted those things a lot earlier than they are today. But you grow into those things. And so I didn't know I was going to, be on a television show, have these projects out, a book, and, go on radio and these different things. And what I really am thankful for is that it's not self-promotion of me. Everywhere I go, I'm going to tell you about Jesus.
All right, now
And
say
I'm
it.
not
Say
gonna
it again.
hesitate,
Say it again.
I'm going to tell you about Jesus.
All right,
Because
all
he's
right.
my real friend, and he's
That's
the
right.
whole inspiration behind everything I've ever done. And so when I was about 10 years old, I prayed a prayer. I was the president of the Student Government Association for my elementary school, Catalina
Wow.
Elementary. And the Lord put a prayer in my heart, and that prayer was, Lord, give me a platform to display your glory. Now, I know those were his words because I was like 10. So who
Mercy.
says that,
Right.
It had to be him. Like, what child says to display your glory, Lord? That's kind of a very devout prayer. But he gave it to me, and he has answered that same one prayer over and over and over again. Every time he lifts me up, I'm lifting him up too. And even in this music, my goal is to do something great like what, jazz musician Ben Tankard does. He does his jazz set, and he brings out the worship through it as well. And it's a way of like bringing entertainment, which is that good wine that Jesus brought at the wedding.
Yes, yes.
But it's also bringing the spirit, So I'm honored to have every opportunity that I have, and acknowledge that, I'm riding on His glory.
Praise
It's
the
not my
Lord.
own.
What so interesting. You see people on TV, the artists and stuff. They're always tooting their horn, but the horn you toot
Yes.
is Jesus.
Yes.
And it's just it's a pleasure. It's refreshing to hear, and God definitely is going to continue to bless you. Is there anything coming up in that you want to tell us about, or performances or anything like that?
Well, I'm going to be doing some promotions of the album, some upcoming performances, and I'll post those on my website and my social media. So many of them come, and it's like managing all of them. I just kind of try to post as many things as I can. And I'm going to be planning a listening album release party as well.
Now.
So I'll be sure to share that information
Yes,
too.
yes. Mm-hmm. Now, what's your social media handle? Can you share that?
Yes. So my social media is Naomi Joy Music. So it's NaomiJoy Music. So Naomi Joy Music on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And if you message me, I'll message you back. I do have a built-in automated response so that if I can't get to you immediately, because I am a working teacher.
Yeah, she's a teacher.
Yeah, and the
you
children.
Get up early.
Yeah, the children feed me. So they feed me this love that I want to give back to everyone. So I want to make sure that I'm able to be devoted to two careers respectfully. So
Plus,
if you get an
family
automated
too,
message, I'm going to follow up.
It's just not you sitting around playing your horn.
Yeah,
you have a lot on your plate,
I
but
do.
God has blessed you to be organized.
Yes, thank God.
and to make things happen and to enjoy the process.
It's a journey. I think that's what people have to know. It's a journey. No one arrived there. Everyone is still working to get further than where they are. And even if someone has 3 projects out, they probably feel just as much behind as someone who's just released 1 single,
Wow.
Like it's a journey, and you're going to grow through the process, start where you are, and just trust that the gift you have, God is going to bring it forth, and he's going to water it, and it will grow.
Wow, that is awesome. Thank you for having us here. And all your listeners, all the listeners here, these are words of encouragement that you've given us, ready for the school year. And, Glenn's getting ready to drop that song again.
Yes, feeling good.
Yes, feeling good. This is Community Matters. We've had an awesome time with Naomi Joy. You guys got to pick up that new project of hers. It is awesome. We thank the callers who called in, and caller number 9 got your copy, your signed copy. I'm gonna get mine, get my copy signed too. But hey, it's been great. We'll see you next time on Community Matters, and brought to you by the law offices of Sean R.H. Smith. And it's been a pleasure. We'll see you next time.